Hi guys, this is author Lorraine Johnson. I'm going to give it a few minutes for this live to be pushed out, and then I'm going to read you a few excerpts from the show. Hi there, my name is author Lorraine Johnson. I'm going to read a few excerpts of the show. It's my second book in the High Towers series. Um, a couple of good excerpts picked out. I'm going to pick out one more while we wait. I'm watching this from another account, so I can see that all of my followers have not been notified yet. Let's see, Matthew is on page 21. Now, I know you can add music to this. I'm not quite adept at the TikTok live situation yet, so. And you can all share. That's always welcome around here. Wow. Okay, I don't think I need to change my face shape. Find myself a clip to use here. There we go. I'm sure you wanted the full shot of my nose there. Hi, guys. My name is author Lorraine Johnson. I am the author of the High Tower stories. Let me turn that down. So the Hightowers are a family out of West Philadelphia. They run Hightower Realty, and what they do is basically they acquire money and power through real estate. They try to run a clean operation. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Sometimes people get in the way, and they need to be forcefully moved out of the way. So that's kind of what the series is about. This particular book is called The Show. This is the second in the series. This one of the characters, Robert Spotwood, he lost his father, and he is a hot mess. That's the best way to describe him. So there's looks like a few of us in the room, so I'm actually gonna start. So I think I'll read you maybe three excerpts. So both the show and the first book, Westbound. They're both available on Amazon as paperbacks and also on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, they are both free 99. Just a reminder. Okay, here we go. As soon as the bouncer laid hands on G, they knew it was a losing fight. Benzo and B Money ran about 2 blocks south and called themselves an Uber. They were already back at their hangout spot, an unused warehouse around 2nd Street and Germantown Avenue. There wasn't much hustling happening in the Northern Liberty section of Philadelphia. They reasonably assumed they wouldn't be found here. This warehouse had long stopped functioning. Plenty of light filtered in through the windows during the day, and it was lit at night with battery-powered camping lamps. Beyond that, there was dust, grime, and no running water. You'd better hit the bathroom before you got here, or else go relieve yourself in a far, far away corner. The inside of this place hadn't been maintained in years, and you could see the concrete and steel framing. Along 2 of the walls were huge windows made up of dozens of small panes. There was evidence that the interior was once painted dark green. Did you see that? I'm not going toe-to-toe with that gorilla-looking motherfucker at all, said Benzo, still reeling from what happened in front of Lavender's lounge. What the fuck was G thinking? We should have just snuck in the back door, said B Money, wishing he'd thought of it earlier. I didn't know a body could fly that far from one punch, he added. Did he think we were about to fight Gorilla and Gorilla Jr. out there? With no gats on us? They left their guns at the hideout so they could get through the metal detectors if they got past the front door of the club. I wonder about G sometimes, said Benzo. Like, what's the plan? When do we start doing major shit? I'm tired of living in my mama's basement. I need to make some major moves. Let's finish stacking up our crew and start hitting these banks. I feel you, said B Money. I'm trying to step up my lifestyle. I want to get some designer labels in my closet and have people wondering how I got them. He was quiet for a moment, but decided to take advantage of his time alone with Benzo. Have you ever thought about getting with somebody besides G? Like, keep him around because we're boys, but like another leader. Yeah, said Benzo. I mean, we can keep G around to put fear in these bitches, but he's too unstable to be the brains of the crew. You're right. He's been our boy since day one, but we need somebody with some experience. Maybe we can learn something from one of these old G's out here putting the rest of our crew together. Who do we know that could? Grillin' G came busting into the warehouse's back door. He was dirty, bruised, bleeding, and had a slight limp. Where the fuck was y'all at? He roared. B Money and Benzo looked at each other. Now that they knew he wasn't incapacitated, it was a little hard not to laugh. Y'all left me. We're supposed to be boys and y'all left me. G started walking towards the crate in the corner where they'd stowed away their weapons for the night. B Money blocked his path. The last thing the crew needed was an angry and armed G. Hold on, G, he said, in his most calm voice possible. You didn't see it like we saw it. How did they see it exactly? B Money didn't know quite where he would take this line of thought, but as long as he could keep a gun out of G's hands, he'd keep talking. Yeah, said Benzo, jumping into the conversation. Some old head in that line had already called the cops. Yeah, I did leave. I already have a mugshot out there, man. Getting arrested can't happen again. Benzo's prior arrest had been for a shoplifting incident as a minor, but he still used this incident to stress his point. We can't have our faces plastered all over the TV if we're going to up our hustle game. Can you imagine how fast they'd find us once we started hitting the banks? G seemed to calm down a little, but he was still seething. The three of them sat down on some more crates. G needed to have his focus reined in to keep the peace for now. Okay, said B Money. We know that shit was hella disrespectful. What are we going to do about it? We can't get caught and we can't be recognized, added Benzo. I still want revenge, said G. His eyes narrowed. I want revenge on everybody that works in that bitch. I want to blow that bitch up. Where can we get some dynamite? Oh, you mean literally. Okay. You want to start with them bouncers? Asked B Money, satisfied that they'd swayed G's focus. G was quiet, which made B Money take that as an emphatic no. He surmised that G did not want to catch those hands again. Besides, the bouncers were all at the front of the club and very much in public view. We need to do something big, said G. His eyes glazed over a bit and his tone shifted to one of calm. Something where we get paid. I don't want to get to my 20s and still be a stick up kid. I want to get paid. He chopped his left palm with his right hand for emphasis. I don't think we're ready to hit the banks yet, said Benzo. Our crew is too small and we still need a safecracker. Lavender's lounge is stacked with people who have loot, said B Money. But if we rob them, that takes us right back to the stick up life. What about the owners, said G. His hands were on his knees and his head was cocked to one side. An idea of some sort was forming in his mind. They got mad loot. We could hit their house on a night when the club is open. There's two partners, right? I heard it's a father and son, and sometimes the son DJs. We're gonna hit both their cribs? Asked Benzo. They got deep pockets, but ain't no way they live in Philly unless they're up in a condo somewhere with a doorman and security. I think they probably live out on the main line somewhere. Probably in mansions. We could disguise ourselves as some type of worker, said B Money, like gardeners or something. And how are we going to buy disguises, said Benzo. We too broke for that movie shit. The room went quiet for a few more minutes. I got an idea, said G. Oh shit, thought the other two simultaneously. We get one of the owners, continued G. Get him like bust a couple caps in him? Asked B Money. Nah, said G. A dead man ain't gonna get us paid. So what are you thinking then? We rob him? Nah, we kidnap one of the owners so the other one pays up. They're family, right? Somebody's gonna pay up. For a moment, Benzo and B Money were shocked into silence. This actually sounded pretty solid. So how do we get inside the club and grab one of them? Asked B Money. I say we get the son. He's probably walking around trying to get bitches anyway. But we need somebody to infiltrate that club. I haven't worked that out yet, admitted G. Benzo sat back and thought a moment. They gotta have a bar, said Benzo. Now the wheels in his head were turning. This chick Nene I'm talking to is about to be a bartender. Her real name is Myra, but they named her after her grandma, so they call her by her middle name. If we wait a couple weeks, I bet I could get her a job there. And where did you meet her? Asked B Money with a hint of distrust in his voice. On the L. She was looking too fine waiting for the Market Frankfurt line a couple weeks ago. I was about to get on the train to Frankfurt, but when I saw that ass, I decided I needed to go to 69th Street instead. B Money just shook his head. Benzo had rearranged his whole day for some ass. Benzo continued talking. She's a hot girl, and I'm about to give her this hot girl summer. Know what I mean? I bet she could shake her ass and bring that son right to us. How is she about to be a bartender? Asked G. The swelling in his face had gone down a little. She told me she's got about 2 weeks left at this joint called Tips and Tabs School of Mixology, answered Benzo. It's a bartender school up in Manayunk, right by the train station. She's legal to drink? Asked G. When did you get into older women? B Money chuckled a little bit. She's our age. I asked her the same thing because she was trying to convince me I should sign up for the school. You got to be 21 to drink, but you only have to be 18 to serve liquor in Pennsylvania. Okay, next question. When we get the girl in place, what are we kidnapping this Spotwood kid in? Asked Benzo. I don't think Mama's going to go for me using her car for that. We could lift something off the street, said B Money, if I can still remember how to hotwire a car. Hi guys, my name is author Lorraine Johnson. I'm the author of the Hightower stories. It's 2 books now, so we have Westbound, that's the first book. Second book is called The Show. They are both available on Amazon, both in paperback form and in Kindle. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so you can read both of these for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. All right, let me find you all another nice juicy excerpt to read here. All right, we're going to go a little farther into the book. I've been on the air for what, about 11 minutes it looks like? Yeah. Okay. So the main character in this book is named Robert Spotwood. He is the nephew of the protagonist in this book. Basically, Robert lost his father to cancer, and he is a hot mess. He loses the love of his life. Someone's threatening his business. It's a whole thing. So, read the book. Okay. A few weeks later, Robbie and Ona were at the Wells Fargo Center watching the Philadelphia 76ers game. Robbie had grabbed these seats at the last minute, so they were a bit farther than usual from the court, near the front edge of the balcony. The view was still pretty good from here, though. The inside of the stadium was largely white walls and steel framing inside, with about a dozen escalators ringing the building. The court and seating were decked out in red, white, and blue. God bless the team of people that had to switch the decor to orange and black when it was time for the Flyers to play a hockey game here. The fourth quarter had just started. The Sixers were up by 12 points and the crowd was absolutely roaring after that last 3-point shot. Hopefully the Sixers would keep their lead over the Knicks. Robbie noticed that something was different about Anna's demeanor. The rage was gone, but she still seemed to be exercising a level of restraint. Maybe this was her doing her part to work on their friendship. Even though they talked things over and set boundaries, their relationship was still a bit delicate. The passion was there, but so was the pain and the work of starting over. Maybe she was thinking about one of the other men she'd been out with. It had never dawned on Robbie to date other women. The idea of dating around sounded overwhelming to him right now. He wanted to put an arm around Anna so badly. He wanted to breathe in the warm vanilla scent wafting from her bronzed, glowing skin. He wanted her head on his shoulder and to hear her giggle. He wanted her, Oliver. How could a woman look so good in any outfit she put on? She had on jeans, a Sixers ringer tee shirt with a blue background and matching fitted cap and a pair of blue and red Keek sneakers. He had on the white version of the same shirt and no hat, but they were essentially dressed alike. The Sixers' lead had dwindled down to 6 points, but they'd still managed to win the game. They had moved through the thick crowd into the parking lot where they would spend at least 20 minutes in a line of cars trying to depart. They made the trek across the parking lot back to Anna's silver Corvette. Robbie felt like he had to almost lay down to get into the car. "You'll get used to it," said Anna, easily slipping into the driver's seat. She chuckled a bit as Robbie contorted himself, trying to get into the car. He finally got himself situated and strapped on his seatbelt. They rode about halfway to Robbie's house in West Philly in silence. It wasn't terribly uncomfortable, but clearly the wheels were turning in both of their heads. Anna finally broke the silence. It was time to address the elephant in the room. "Okay, so are you okay with the fact that I dated other men?" "Honestly, no, it eats away at me. But you are completely within your rights to do so." "Were you dating other women and I just didn't realize it?" "No, I was digging into work as a coping mechanism." "I see." Robbie didn't answer, but his arms were crossed and he was staring out of the passenger side window. He let out a large sigh. "Are you still dating other men?" he finally asked. Not at the moment, said Anna. That was not a no or a never. Robbie supposed he pushed her to this point, but he was not about to let another man steal her away. He also didn't want to seem unhinged, so he kept his thoughts to himself for the moment. For the rest of the ride home, he basically stared out of the window and brooded. Why does he have to do that? Thought Anna. She caught herself staring at him a few times. Those full lips were poked out, his rock hard chest was puffed out, and his biceps bulged out of his shirt from his arms being crossed. He was full of pent up tension and apparent jealousy. Robbie was unbelievably hot right now. This is not the time, Anna. Keep your hands to yourself and your eyes on the road. You're almost at Robbie's house, she thought. She stifled a smile, but Robbie caught it. Do you like making me jealous? He asked. I would never derive joy from causing you pain, she said as she pulled into Robbie's driveway and put the car in park. So what's that smirk about? And why can't you look me in the eye? He demanded. It's just. She was a little embarrassed about what was really on her mind. Her gaze dropped back down to his body. She bit her lip and looked up at him. Wait a damn minute. Am I turning you on right now? He asked, incredulous. I. Your chest is all puffed out and your lips are all poked out. Um, and you clearly have some tension that needs relieving. Yeah, you look so hot right now. I'm sorry. I know it's inappropriate. That's why I didn't say anything once you crossed your arms. You're basically telling me I'm cute when I'm angry? Asked Robbie. I I guess I am, confessed Anna. That's a new one, he thought. Okay, baby, we can play. He leaned into Anna's side of the car and put a hand on her thigh. He walked his fingers up and down the inside seam of her jeans. He slid his other hand up the back of her neck and played in the hair at the nape of her neck. So what else do I do that turns you on? He breathed into her ear. If you keep doing that, this car will need detailing, she thought. Her breathing was getting heavy and she was starting to squirm in her seat. Oh, you like that? Robbie continued, licking his full lips. Yeah, Anna barely squeaked out. You're thinking about me kissing on your neck right now? He lightly flicked his tongue over her earlobe. Anna shook her head yes. Hmm, too bad we're not ready yet, said Robbie, suddenly pulling away. Maybe later, though. Robbie literally climbed out of the car. Text me so I know you made it home safe. Robbie shut the car door. Anna watched in disbelief as he made his way into his house. She pulled away, shaking her head. Denied. Oh, I think I have maybe one more to read you guys. Yeah, I think I've got one more. So, for those of you just joining, my name is Lorraine. I am author Lorraine Johnson across all social media platforms. I am the author of the High Towers series. First book is called Westbound. And then today I'm reading from the second book. It is called The Show. Both available on Amazon in paperback form and then on Kindle Unlimited where you can read them for free at the moment. All right, I've got one more excerpt to read you. And then if you've been with me thus far, thank you so much for joining me. I'm a little bit newer to the live function here on the TikTok, so you might see me poke a few buttons trying to figure out what's going on. All right, so last excerpt from the show. Myra opened her phone to a text from Benzo. Tonight was the night them banker boys, plus one girl, got paid. You ready to make this cheddar? No more credit house for you, baby. He should be coming through any minute. I know it's a guy pushing 30, and I heard he comes around every hour or so to check on everybody, replied Myra. Yeah, how come you haven't met the owners? I haven't met the father. The son is one of the DJs, but I don't know which one he is. I'm mostly in the kitchen, so I only hear the DJ. Man, can these old heads drink. We stay busy. Well, finding him will be easy. He'll be the one with a bunch of keys, and he'll probably be trying to holler at all the females. LOL, true. Where are y'all at? We're at 7th and Callowhill, like a block away from you, maybe. Here he comes. Get to that little parking lot over by the dumpsters. Myra took a deep breath. A tall, fair-skinned man with a beautiful mane of curly black hair came strolling down the hallway. He had on a black dress shirt and slacks with a purple paisley vest. He also had on a pair of purple Vans sneakers. "Hey, can you grab that door for me?" said a beautiful young employee dragging a box full of empty liquor bottles. Her long, straight hair was parted down the center and hanging into her eyes a bit. She had on a uniform polo, tight black jeggings, and black and purple sneakers. Her cell phone was sticking out of the back pocket. Miguel guessed this was Myra, the new barback. "That looks heavy," said Miguel. "I have 2 more of these to take out," sighed Myra, gesturing to the other 2 cases next to her. He noticed she was eyeing his key ring. "This has to be him," thought Myra. "I know I saw him spinning, and he's got a bunch of keys. Here goes," she thought. "I see. Well, tell you what," said Miguel. "Why don't you hold the door open for me, and I'll drag these out for you just this once. Then you can sort them into the recycling and trash bins, and we'll see about getting Niles a second bar back." "Really?" said Myra, looking delighted and clasping her hands together. "Oh, thank you." She batted her extended eyelashes a bit. Miguel heaved the box onto his shoulder while Myra held both the kitchen and exit doors open for him. He made a couple of trips, and on the last one he set the box of empty liquor bottles down next to the recycling dumpster. He turned to re-enter the building and saw Myra heading back in and attempting to close the door. When he grabbed the handle, she gave him a shove, ran inside, and locked him out. What the hell was that? Whatever it was, this chick was getting fired tonight. He reached for his key ring, but before he could find the right key, he felt something heavy crash into the side of his face. He collapsed onto the ground. He was conscious, but thought it was safer to pretend if he was being robbed. Whoever hit him likely had a weapon. Miguel felt himself being moved and thought there was a dark pillowcase over his head. He was now in a vehicle, probably something large and old from the sound of it. He'd been dragged upward, so he was guessing he was in either a van or an SUV. Did Jared or Joe catch any of that on camera? Did Robbie notice he was missing? His head was throbbing and he felt blood running down the side of his face. He decided it would be safer to continue pretending to be unconscious. They hadn't even bothered to take his cell phone. Since he just came off the turntables, it was still on silent. The van came to a stop in an alley behind an abandoned warehouse. "Come on, Spotwood," someone said, shaking him and pulling him to his feet. Spotwood, thought Miguel. They sat him in a rusty chair and ripped the dark pillowcase off. 2 of them had guns aimed at him. He felt his phone vibrate in his pocket. "Guess I won't be answering that," he thought. "I don't know who the fuck you think this is, but I run shit," said some kid that couldn't be more than 19. Miguel just looked at him and blinked, utterly confused. He was in some dirty warehouse and could feel the blood starting to dry now on his cheek. The ride was short. He thought he might have been in North Philly. "I have access to everything in this city. Everything. You don't deny my crew entry into your little whack-ass club." What the hell was this kid talking about? "Ain't you Robert Spotwood? You and your pops on that joint up 8th Street. "Well, yeah." He was Robert Spotwood for the moment, anyway. Robert Spotwood was a 5'10" black man with an afro. Miguel was 6 feet tall and Puerto Rican with curly hair that hung past his shoulders. And James Paul Spotwood was no longer around to even have this conversation. His captors had definitely gotten their wires crossed. Okay, I think I will do maybe one more excerpt. So for those of you just joining, my name is author Lorraine Johnson. I'm the author of the Hightower stories, and today I'm reading excerpts from the show, the second book in the series. Um, let's see. What's a good one that won't reveal too much of the plot? Oh, I know. Let's introduce you guys to Jonathan Hightower. He is the main character of my work in progress, and he is a situation. Hmm. Let's find it. Let's find it. Let's find it. Oh, here we go. Jonathan watched his father and aunt handle things from inside his car. They'd left Myra in his car for her safety, but he was pretty sure they'd be dealing with her later. Hey, said Myra in her sexiest voice. I couldn't help noticing you back at the club. She leaned over into the front seat and ran a hand through her hair. What's your name? You don't need to know all of that, said Jonathan, looking up at her in his rearview mirror. As the getaway driver, he had to stay ready. You're so hot, she said, looking him up and down and giggling. If she has to sleep her way out of this situation, she certainly wouldn't mind riding this driver off into the sunset. Like, damn, I want to see you in some of them shorts with the thighs out, she said to him. Oh, yeah? Jonathan turned around to face her, looking her up and down. Maybe he could get some useful information out of her. He realized she was still wearing a Lavender's Lounge uniform shirt. Yeah, said Myra. Why don't you show me then, said Jonathan, rubbing his hands together like cricket legs and licking his lips. Take that shirt off and let me see a little something. Oh, I can do that for you and more, purred Myra, batting her eyelashes. She then shimmied out of her polo, twirled it around her head a bit, and tossed it at Jonathan. How easy was that, thought Myra. I'll be out of here in no time. The top half of her outfit was reduced to a skimpy sports bra. She was luscious, nubile, and a sight to behold, but much too young and way too dangerous to the family for Jonathan to even consider. Much to his relief, one of the rear passenger doors opened. It was Aunt Cassie, and she had her gun trained on Myra. Let's go, sweetheart. Go where? Demanded Myra, annoyed with the interruption. And why do you need a gun? Don't act like you've never been here before, said Cassie, grabbing her arm with her free hand. Okay, okay, I'm coming, said Myra, tearing her arm away. Damn. Don't get yourself shot, warned Cassie as Myra stepped out of the vehicle. When they got to the rear warehouse entrance, Benzo was already on his knees with his hands behind his head. All right, we are going to end it there. Thank you so much for participating in my live. I appreciate you all. Go get yourself some good reading. Westbound the show. And you all have a fantastic Sunday.